controversial diet you just learned about. How did it go?
Also, see what the numbers say about the state's snowmobilers and safety. Eyewitness News starts now.
This is Total Coverage on Channel 5 Eyewitness News at 10. Tonight's top story.
This, our first reaction was, how close is this to our house?
A sex offender who has served his time in prison is about to be released. And the people who will soon be his neighbors are just finding out about it. Good evening. Minnesota's new sex offender notification law is getting its first test.
And tonight, residents in a Twin Cities suburb have a lot of questions about what it means for them and for their kids. Channel 5's Vanita Sakar joins us live now from Eagan with more. Vanita?
Well, Mike and Angela, here's how this all works. The Department of Corrections informed Eagan Police that a Level 3 sex offender, the highest level, the one deemed most likely to reoffend, would be moving into an Eagan neighborhood. Well, they immediately, by law, Eagan Police got the word out to the community and continue to do that. But for the people who live in this surrounding area, it has raised some big concerns. The letter seems unreal. Kathy and Shane White got it this weekend. In it, the principal at William Burns School, their daughter's school, informs them that a Level 3 sex offender is moving into the neighborhood, moving into the area of the school.
I'm angry because I have no control over this. There's just nothing I can do. It just need to have the kids be more aware.
And will it affect the way we do things as a family? Absolutely.
The new law is allowing police to make this information available to schools, to Kathy and Shane, and to the entire community. The Whites know the offender will be moving into the 4500 block of Slater Road in southwest Eagan. They aren't told the exact address, but in a community meeting in several weeks, before the offender is released, they will get a picture and know that person's name and criminal background. Also, the people who will live closest to the offender will get a letter from Eagan Police Chief Patrick Gagan.
I don't know what to expect for people. There's a lot of people in the criminal justice system that are very interested in how this is going to turn out because we're the first.
For Kathy and Shane, the news is disheartening, but they are still in favor of a law that keeps them informed. Now, one crucial part to this entire story is to understand this. The chief wanted us to stress this, is that at any given time in Eagan, there are 40 to 60 sex offenders out there of all levels. With this law, though, people will be able to know about the most serious level sex offenders, the ones released after January 1st.
Well, no doubt that meeting will be well attended, Vanita. And people in parts of Burnsville, I take it, are being notified as well as people from Eagan?
Well, the White family is from Burnsville, as you saw, and they live right on the border, so they're affected. Other communities in this area are affected. The community meeting will be March 6th, and it will be pretty well attended, according to what we're hearing. Now, if you want more information about that meeting, you can call Eagan Police, or if you have any questions about this, you can call Eagan Police as well. But they're not releasing any specific information about this person or the person's background until that March 6th meeting.
All right, Vanita Sankar live in Eagan. Thank you.
Tonight, you may have watched the ABC movie First Do No Harm on Channel 5. The focus is epilepsy, a condition facing 350,000 families in this country, and a diet that just might prevent epileptic seizures. The ketogenic diet is being tried by families right here in Minnesota. Some kids might say 6-year-old Todd Bondas of Big Lake is lucky. He gets to eat ice cream with every single meal, even breakfast. Do you like it? Without frozen cream and other high fats in his diet, he would have violent epileptic seizures. His parents put him on the ketogenic diet last April because anti-convulsion drugs weren't working. His seizures stopped immediately.
We felt it was worth the risk to try it. So.
It has been.
It's been good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that this fairly represents what we need to record.
Dr. Bernard Meister with Gillette Children's Center says the ketogenic diet has been around for decades, but it's still a mystery.
So really about 2/3 to 3/4 of the individuals who go on the diet do not show a significant improvement in their seizure control.
Oh, sweetheart. The ketogenic diet seemed to be working for 5-year-old Melinda Erickson of Belle Plaine.
The seizures had diminished from dozens of seizures lasting up to 10 minutes a day, and so we had some days that didn't have any.
Gradually, her seizures started coming back. She could no longer talk. Right before Christmas, she was taken off the diet.
That's the point we decided that the diet had fulfilled whatever promise that we had hoped for.
Next month, Melinda will undergo radical brain surgery. Doctors will split her brain in half. They hope this stops the electrical activity which causes her seizures. It's the Ericksons' last hope for Melinda.
We've basically run out of options, and that's what the diet had hoped for us, was that to avoid the surgery.
And for Todd and his family, hope still comes from the ketogenic diet.
And now we have hope. And, we don't know where the road's going to lead. He may end up having seizures again, but right now, there's good possibilities too. And that's nice to have.
If Todd continues to do well, he will only have to be on this very rigid diet for another 12 months. Then, hopefully, he can say goodbye to the diet and his seizures forever. Now, if you'd like more information, call the Minnesota Epilepsy Foundation at 1-800-779-0777. We'll repeat this phone number later in the newscast.
A deadly trend for Minnesota snowmobilers continues. 2 more people died in accidents this weekend. A 54-year-old man was killed in Cass County last night. On Friday, a 25-year-old Winona man died from an accident there. 28 snowmobile-related deaths are now reported this winter, passing the total of 26 last season. Still, some say those numbers can be deceiving. The popularity of snowmobiling has rarely been higher, as evidenced by the crowd at this race today at Canterbury Park. Writers say because so many more people now own snowmobilers, it's not surprising there are more reports of accidents.
Our accident rate might actually be going down, but in raw numbers, of course, the numbers keep climbing up as the sport grows.
Statistics still show snowmobiling is less deadly than other sports. In Minnesota, there are 11 deaths for every 100,000 snowmobiles, 17 fatalities for cars, and 24 deaths on motorcycles. Well, with a warm-up coming this week, we're about to lose some of our snow cover, which could really help reduce the threat of spring flooding. Places like Marshall have gotten dumped on this winter with several feet of snow, and with temperatures possibly in the 40s out there this week, they could see some of that snow melt away before spring. But overall, experts emphasize it's too early to tell how much the warmer temperatures will help. Meteorologist David George is in the Weather Center. And David, obviously we're hoping for a gradual melting of the snow.
Well, we really are, because most rivers in Minnesota and western Wisconsin are at least a moderate, if not a high risk of flooding this spring, so we do need to lose snow without adding any moisture to that in the form of rainfall, let's say. But most of the snow on the ground right now is in the western one-third of the state, and that's where substantial melting should occur this week from Marshall and Worthington up toward Montevideo and Alexandria. Some moderate melting from, let's say, St. Cloud into the Twin Cities area, and then just minor melting of snow in the northeastern areas. Now, several things will help us out this week. Limited sunshine, sub-freezing temperatures at night, and also we're going to see, it looks like, the frost not so deep, so some of that water can ease into the ground instead of the basement. We'll have more information on this coming up in the weather segment.
All right, we'll get your forecast in a few minutes. Thanks, David.
Tonight, the investigation into the murder of Jonbenet Ramsey in Colorado appears to be stepping up. Police went to Georgia this weekend to talk with the ex-wife of the little girl's father, John Ramsey, as well as his 2 grown children. 6-year-old Jonbenet was found dead in her family's home in Boulder in December. Portions of the autopsy released Friday reveal the girl was sexually assaulted prior to her death. But today, Jonbenet's doctor said he never saw any signs that she was a victim of sexual abuse in the years he treated her. Well, she's a waitress by day.
And a very popular musician by night. We're going on the road next to see and hear a woman making music in an unusual way.
This is my type of music.
Jason Davis finds the story behind a bizarre fiddle.
Also, sharks. Find out where you can reach your hand into their tank. Now, here's something you'll see tomorrow.
Monday night at 10, turbulence is about the only trouble we expect once the flight leaves the ground. But 4 times this month, pilots have seen other planes get too close for comfort.
I'm Bob McHaney. We're hearing about close encounters in the skies, but how common are they and what's done to prevent them?
Heading clear for takeoff. A story for anyone who flies. Monday on Eyewitness News at 10.
Closed captioning of Channel 5 Eyewitness News is sponsored by American Century Investments. Your retirement plan. Let's see. You have Social Security. There's your pension, but then your company downsized. You must have made investments. It may be time for some independent thinking. Mutual funds from American Century. Invest in our thinking.
All right, let's cut to the chase. Ford Escort is America's best-selling compact car. Why? Great design, affordable, gets the job done. Now here's the deal. Lease an Escort for $195 a month with 10% down. You can afford that. $195 a month with 10% down. Your Northland Ford dealer is the place to get Ford Escort. Why? Nice people, good selection, great prices. Simple, sweet, and to the point. $195 a month with 10% down on Ford Escort. See your local Northland Ford dealer. Home of 5 of the 10 best sellers. Again.
You're on an airplane. Suddenly it nosedives, sending you and everyone else on board into a panic. This just happened when two jets got too close in the air.
I'm Bob McHaney. How common are these close encounters, and what's being done to prevent them?
You'll get answers. See what new equipment the airlines are using to keep you safe tomorrow at 10. Millions of germs have declared war on your kitchen, and they could make you sick. Heard it all before? We'll show you a new breeding ground you wouldn't expect Tuesday.
The new Audi A4 1.8T with an asphalt-burning turbocharger, a radical multi-link front suspension, a revolutionary 20-valve engine, and a sleek, sporty interior that'll really impress your roommates. Of course, with a price this low, who needs roommates?
On the Road with Jason Davis is brought to you by U.S. West Yellow Pages.
Introducing the new Yellow Pages from U.S. West. Dex, your directory expert. And you'll be amazed at what it can do. You'll look at the Yellow Pages in a whole new way. But one thing will remain the same. It'll be the one you use. U.S. West Dex, your directory expert.
Rather odd-looking instrument there.
What do they call that thing? Well, you're about to get a lesson in how it's played. Not everyone is born with a natural talent for making music with something so strange, but Jason Davis found a woman in Piers who the locals there call a real genius. She's Mary Austin, the stump fiddle queen.
We also have some specials here.
For 46 years, Mary Austin has been a waitress around the small town of Piers, Minnesota. She is well known for her no-nonsense approach to her job.
Yeah, well, I don't drink coffee. I only drink beer.
And her natural ability to play a very unusual musical instrument.
I started playing that and they said, boy, Mary, you got to have one of them. You are really good at it.
It's a rare gift to be naturally talented, so it should be shared. So as the sun sinks in the western sky, Mary Austin moves across the street from work at the Naughty Fine Cafe to play at Bootlegger's Bar. It's called a stump fiddle, an inexpensive, easy-to-play percussion instrument that came over a couple of generations ago with the immigrants from Europe. And Mary Austin is known around here as the stump fiddle queen.
I love it. This is my type of music. It's bringing back our mom and dad's memories.
Mary and her partner, concertina player Debbie Gall, are always a big draw at Bootlegger's Bar. They're both self-taught musicians, but what they lack in conventional musical knowledge, they more than make up for in enthusiasm.
And Mother and Dad never believed in giving us no music lessons or anything because they said you can't make no money on music. You don't need no lessons, but you gotta know your rhythm. If anybody knows anything about rhythm, you can play.
That sounds good. Oh, I'm an older person. I love it.
I love it. Why?
Well, for one thing, it's my mother-in-law.
I love music, and I like to see other people happy, too.
It kind of tickles my heart to see them all join us, doing all this stuff. I just love to play the swing fiddle. I could play that 24 hours a day if I had to.
With photographer Alan Carlson, Jason Davis, Channel 5 Eyewitness News, on the road in Pierce, Minnesota.
Now, we need to tell you, Mary and Debbie only play occasional dates at the Bootleggers Bar, so if you want to catch their act, we suggest you call ahead.
Hundreds of thousands of angry letters filled with Bible passages have gone out over the years from one man in Woodbury. Who's he sending them to? Interracial couples and families. Late this afternoon, these people came together in St. Paul to say they don't agree with that type of intolerance. It's a church service organized by a pastor who got a letter himself from that man last fall.
We've asked him to stop sending the letters and asked him to apologize to people he has sent letters to.
Reverend Erlandson got a letter after his picture appeared in the newspaper with the 2 children he adopted from Cambodia. The man who sends the letters, Elroy Stock, was invited to the service, but he declined.
Well, let's talk about the weather now. The much-anticipated warm-up is just about here.
Yes, the magic word.
Oh, it's getting closer and closer. But, this is our 4th such warm-up and meltdown since New Year's Day. And since the 1st of January, we've had one day of 40 degrees. We've had 6 days above 35 degrees. But it's not that warm just yet. In fact, outside right now, a partly cloudy to cloudy sky, the temperature is 15. Humidity 70%, south breeze at 10, makes it feel like 2 below. Our morning low temperature 2 above, daytime high 16, still well below the averages. And last night's snowfall did not end until 2:30 this morning, so all put together 0.6 of an inch. And as we check out the season total, that puts us at 57 inches. Now, keep in mind, since the first coating of snow, we've had roughly 40 inches in the first 6 weeks, and then just 17 inches in the last 7 weeks. So our snow has really tapered off. Now, here's the way it breaks down. We've had roughly 20 days with a trace of snow, but 43 days where it's measurable, and 8 days of 2 inches or more, but a lot of those happened back in November and December when we were doing all that shoveling and snow blowing. Now, what's been happening is a little band of snow kind of flirted with Fairmont and Albert Lee. A bigger band moved through let's say Pine City and Hinckley, but it's still falling from Danbury to Turtle Lake down toward Chippewa Falls. Highs today, single digits and teens for most of the upper Midwest, but notice some 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s down to our southwest, and it's that push of warmer air that will head in this direction. Currently, it's 12 above in Brainerd, 12 in Mankato, but well into the 20s in Marshall, Huron, and Sioux Falls, and that's the air that will affect us tomorrow, in fact, for much of the week. Stationary front putting thunderstorms into Florida. Some snow, 2 to 6 inches today, Ohio Valley and Northeast, but a big system will hit California tonight, head down to the southwest for midweek, be into Texas, and then uplift toward us by late in the week. But to find out what to expect between now and Friday, stay with us. Eyewitness News at 10. We'll be right back.
A passenger airplane nosedives when another aircraft gets too close in the air. How common are close encounters and what's being done to stop them? You'll get answers tomorrow.
It's Plymouth Neon sale time, and Plymouth is now reducing your payment with $1,000 cash back. You can buy a new 97 Plymouth Neon for only $10,300 with front-wheel drive, dual airbags, seating for 5, great gas mileage, and more. Say hi to Plymouth Neon with $500 down and $187 a month. Plymouth Neon sale time, only at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
A woman in your condition should stay put.
I don't think so. Today's moms are approaching the family way, and really withered ways. And they register for baby gifts with Lullaby Club at Target. They belly up to the kiosk, then scan in anything the little genius will ever need. Sleepers, strollers, even toys. So, what do you think? It's great. It kind of brings out the kid in me. Hopefully not right here. Lullaby Club only at Target, because today's expectant mothers expect more.
Seizures should be treated by trained specialists. Even if you have had only one seizure, call for a consultation with NINSEP Epilepsy Care. Helping people with seizures for 32 years. NINSEP Epilepsy Care. Call 525-4500.
Life is full of expenses. Just when you think you're all caught up on your bills, something else comes up.
That's why you need a Chevy S10. Right now, it comes with two ways to save. A $1,000 cash back offer, or if you prefer, you can get low 6.9% APR financing. Either way, you could save some serious pocket money. So buy or lease an S10 today at your Heartland Chevrolet Geo dealer. It will drive you everywhere but the poorhouse.
This Eyewitness News weather report is brought to you by Cable TV. Gotta get it.
How's your reception? A reception? Picture perfect. So, what's the deal? Get hooked up to cable TV. It's easy. One call, one company, one bill. Get you great programming. What about local programming? Some get it, some don't. This thing doesn't work. No Twin Cities channel? No local news, weather, sports? There's nothing. It's either these or get cable TV. Get cable now while installation's only $14.95. To order, just call.
Well, it's a fairly cool weekend and a cold night for us. 12 right now in Cottage Grove, 12 in Coon Rapids, 13 in Mound and Chaska, but 17 in downtown St. Paul. Temperatures should actually climb overnight tonight, and we'll spend most of the day tomorrow at least in the low 30s, some 20s in the Arrowhead and Iron Range, but 40s and 50s down to our southwest. We're not going to see 40s and 50s, but it could be close to 40, it looks like, by Tuesday. Tomorrow, the warm front crosses the state. We could end up with quite a bit of fog and cloud cover, close to 50 in Omaha, and well into the 50s, if not near 60 at Rapid City. So overnight tonight, temperatures should climb maybe a degree every other hour.